You might have noticed an unusual throwback the Chicago Bears wore in yesterday's affair against the Vikings at Soldier Field. The 1936 season also fell in an era when there were no African American players in the NFL. The Bears' official Twitter account tweeted this video. They were worn for one full season, 1936. Ponder this. Does anything at all strike the cognitive thought when objectively viewing this photo of the 1936 Chicago Bears? It looks awfully overtly disenfranchising an entire race, barring entry into the National Football League through mandated practices. That's because 1936 was the third season of the NFL's 12-year ban on black players, a ban in which George Halas almost certainly played a central role, per Windy City Gridiron. This dates back to Washington's George Preston Marshall, the man who changed the team's name to a racial slur and served as the last owner to integrate in 1962, and whose last pillar of support came from the American Nazi Party. In the book Papa Bear, Marshall urged his fellow owners to realize that in the midst of the Depression, with white fans out of work, black players were bad for business. Marshall was credited as having led the initial ban at a pivotal owners meeting in February of 1933. However, he needed support for his racial motives. What makes the NFL so unique is that it's a full-fledged league and it starts off integrated. What you're hinting at is the historical amnesia that we do have, said historian Lewis Moore. That's right, from the league's inception to 1936, it was fully integrated, and then suddenly they were all gone. There was no press release, nothing on paper. Over the years, the owners involved maintained that no such ban ever occurred. Halas, in particular, twice offered implausible explanations as to why the league had black players during its first 14 years and none for the next 12. He would say probably it was due to the fact that no great black players were in colleges then. He also said there was no ban in no way, shape, or form. The best college player eligible for the 1939 season was running back Kenny Washington. The NFL draft that year, 22 rounds. Guess where Kenny Washington was selected? Not in a single slot. In 1989, a fellow black player, Ozzie Simmons of the Hawkeyes, told the Iowa City Press Citizen, George Halas said, "Ozzie, I'd like to use you, but we have an unwritten rule in the National League, and that is blacks can't play." Going back to Preston Marshall, he and Halas are linked forever. They were friends. When the owners and the league commissioner posed for a photo, the two men stood side by side with Marshall's arm around Halas' shoulder. Marshall was, Halas wrote, the canniest promoter and greatest talker to come into since Charles C. Pyle. As Jack Silverstein writes, everything that happened in that 33 meeting happened because of Halas and Marshall, including the ban. Small market teams signed black players, and guess what happened? Halas and co. slimmed the league down from 22 to 12, limiting the quantity of African Americans in the league through opportunities. One Pro Football Researchers Association article in 1988 assigned responsibility to Marshall, Halas, and Art Rooney, adding that NFL President Joseph Carr sanctioned it. Yet the fact remains, Halas' Bears did not have any black players before the ban, did not challenge the ban, and then had another 6 seasons after the ban before debuting a black player. The jerseys are set to make another appearance on December 5th, a nationally televised Thursday night game against the Dallas Cowboys.